Hi. Oh, let me see. Maybe, hi, how are you? Let me check. Let me check if I am live. I don't know. You know what I'm gonna do? You can dance with me. Let's do it dancing. I'm gonna share this video on my page. On my page, no, on my profile. Hi, how are you? You know, I had I was watching a film actually while I do this. Because I feel today like, oh my God, I was watching this film called Precious. I don't know if you have seen it, but it was very like, oh my God, my heart is. I feel a bit like, oh, I feel a bit sensitive because, okay, I share it on my page, and I hope, and yes, and I have made you wait. So thank you so much for waiting. People can see it on my page, I think, yes. So hi, how are you? If you are watching the replay, please say hello. Tell me where you are watching, and let me thank you deeply for being here. Every Tuesday I do this. I share a process I share kind of like behind a creative process, and I always talk about a painting I have done in the past, or yes, or I want to talk about my performances, but I haven't found a way to do so. My name is Sarasa. It's written Saras, but it's pronounced with a little a at the end, Sarasa. I know it's confusing, but that's the way it is, and I'm not gonna change it, okay? I am a creativity mentor, and I guide people into connecting with their creative energy and let it fill their daily lives. I was saying that I'm gonna talk about this painting, which is called When the Fear Stops Them and Lies. But before I start, hey, if you are watching, say hello. I'm afraid like I cannot see who is watching, but if you say hello, I can say hello back, and this will be very sweet. Okay, so I'm gonna open this a little bit. So, I was saying that today I am a bit like, oh, because I was watching this film called Precious. If you haven't seen it, don't watch it right now, because we are supposed to be in Christmas and like in a beautiful family time. Hi Bob, how are you? So don't watch it now, maybe wait, because it's very heartbroken. But something that it's made me realize is that many people I know, and people I work with, artists, business people I have worked with as a creativity mentor, they always ask me how to keep their creative energy up. And I always tell them, how do I do? Actually, they ask me, how do I do to keep my creativity levels always up? And I know that some part of it is because I grew up in a very difficult environment. Like, I grew up in Venezuela, where maybe it's not the safest place. Well, it's not certainly now. And when I grew up, it was maybe a bit safer. And I think I started, and I think people, and I did a live about this, and I think people that are having difficulties, they kind of, they start using their imagination as a way to cope with the situation. And in this film, actually, this young lady, well, I'm not gonna tell you the film, but she certainly experienced a very, very difficult life. And every time something hard happened to her, she will go into this how do you say this? Imaginary world, where she is an amazing, she's like the star, and she's super famous, and everything goes well. And I think that's what happens when you have when it's very, very difficult. Then you go to this other way where it's very beautiful. And everyone loves you. And I think life is created, with these two, I'm not sure, but let me see how, I'm just gonna go with what I was gonna say, okay? Life is made with these two conflicts, no? This thing that's holding you there and this thing that's holding you there, pulling you. And it's very easy to see when in a performer, next time you go to see physical theater, I invite you to watch the performer, how the performer are moving. Because one of the things I learned is that when you want something, you just don't go this. Because this, can you see? This doesn't have depth. You go like this. So if this goes there, because there is depth. There is depth. You are using your body. And this is what my crazy reflection about this film is, that like sometimes life is very hard and it's very heartbroken, and what we do is our imagination somehow to cope with this, our imagination pull us to the other side. If this makes sense, say yes. Or if you are very lazy, just write a why. It's okay. I'm not very demanding. Just write a why, but just write something, okay? So that I know that you understand my thinking. Well, anyway, I saw this film, and for me it was very clear that it's like this. And of course, yes, good. Thank you, Bob. Of course. Then I was thinking, but then artists, they think, when I am in this difficult situation, so the art is better. Well, not necessarily, because I don't want to suffer all my life, so that's my, work in me, it's more meaningful. No, I think we can, if we want, we can transcend that. I think it's more like sometimes when we don't know that we create our reality, or that we have a choice, it's okay to use art or creativity to heal our heart, but when we know that we can choose, because this was what happened. Thank you, Bob. This was what happened. What happened is that she started to choose, and she started to build her dreams, and she started to build her life. And of course, the imagination is super wild. So maybe, who knows, maybe it won't be as wild, her life won't be as wild as her imagination, but just because she stepped forward to building what she wanted, and she believed in hope, which at the end hope is to choose for what makes us grow and expand. Then she created a different reality. And this is what I mean, like, yes, of course, when we suffer, our art is like, whoa, but we don't need to suffer to make good art. Yes, I believe this. And thank you for listening to this, because I really needed to share this, because my heart was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die here. No, I wasn't gonna die, but I felt very like, and I think this ties well with this painting that I made a few years back. I don't remember exactly the year, but I have it here somewhere. And it's called When the Fear Stops Them and Lies. And I was using this title in a funny way, because the fear stops them. It's like, the fear stops them. And lies is like when the fear lies, when you lie on the bed, it's like when the fear lies around us, or lies, like the lies we tell to ourselves. I love English because of this, because one word can be like so many different things. So this is the title, and I'm gonna read very quickly my statement of that time, because I think it's very interesting how I thought. I will tell you. Or shall I first? What do you think, Bob? Shall I first show you how it was born? No, I'm gonna read you first. Oh, when the fear stopped them and lied. It is about how sometimes we humans start loving someone or doing something that we really like, and you start walking, yes, and we start walking towards what we love, So these are the steps that will take us. So I am not sure how to go around it, but I hope you understand. But anyway, you write any questions and I answer afterwards. So these are like the steps that will take you here, and this is a self-portrait, And I was choosing a piece of art today to share with you, and I realized that everything I have done so far is so personal, because sometimes I don't know how personal to get with you guys, but everything is so personal. So anyway, welcome to my universe. So they start walking their path. Normally, when one starts walking a path, in the beginning it's a bit difficult because you need to start the first step, and always it's very scary. And that's why this step here is wider than the rest. That's why this step is wider. In the beginning, as I think life is never the same. Because life is never the same. We think it's like this, but no, it's not. It's like this. So because I think I wrote, this is my statement, what I'm reading to you right now, and I'm explaining it, okay, as I go. Because life is never the same. Every step is different, but also my building I live at the moment is so old that every step actually it's very different. So you need to be very awake. Don't run away when you are half asleep, because you will fall. Anyway, life is never the same. But then at some point of the walk towards what we love, sometimes humans, we stop ourselves from either loving somebody because it's like, oh, okay, this is getting serious, or else or doing things that we love because of fear of failing, of getting hurt, or whatever. Resistance. I was reading about resistance. So resistance appears. So it's like, and this is where this person is, because it's kind of like you stop because I might fail, or they won't love me back, or this is not gonna work, or what's the point anyway? If they just continue walking towards what they want, they could have found their path, what they love, but they stop for fear, and then they lie to themselves, to others. Did you get this, Bob? Are you still there? Because Bob has been very active. Hey, if you arrive here, you say hello, okay? So it's kind of like, if we continue walking, we will just arrive to what we want. And yes, this is a self-portrait. And you can say, oh, I'm selfish. No, it's not selfish. I'm doing a self-portrait because at the end it's like my soul. So, well, So it's like my soul. So I could have, as a human, it's like when you walk towards what you love. Hello, Andrew. How are you? When you walk towards what you love, who you love, or what you want, you actually are walking towards your soul. So what I was saying here is that sometimes we stop here because we are scared of the path, because resistance, and because we found resistance and we don't know how to move forward. And this is exactly what I help people to go through with my creativity mentor sessions, because sometimes as an artist or as a human beings, the resistance is there, but we cannot see it because we are inside like this guy, And then here we start lying to ourselves. I'm not saying with all of us we do it. It's like the process. It's nice when we have transcended. Yeah. So we lie to ourselves. Oh, maybe it wasn't a good idea. Maybe it's not a good painting. Maybe they won't love me back. You know, whatever the reason or excuse is. But we start lying to ourselves because these are just stories of our mind. Okay, or their fear, because I told you before that fear lies is used in two ways, or their fear lies in all the ways of the word itself. Like, okay, because my English that time was a bit funny. So, or their fear lies, as I was saying, like spread around, recline, you know, or not saying what is really happening. Like, I'm lying to you, I'm not telling you what's really happening, that I'm scared of continue walking towards my soul. Or, oh, so sweet. Oh, well, I read the comments after, okay? I will read after what Bob said because it's very interesting. Actually, I'm going to say right now. Bob just said exactly what I went through with my art. And I believe we all go through this when we walk towards something that will make us expand. And what happened is that to expand, you need to go through all the resistance and all our mindset and all the blocks of our mind. And with art, it's artists they do it with the art. They need to confront this through their art. Entrepreneurs, they need to do this through their ideas for business. Or moms, they do it with raising their children, you know. But yes, and yes, exactly. That's what. So we like to. Anyway, I go like. I don't want to get lost. So is this like the fear? The fear lies. So like the fear spread around. So we live in this fear, in this state of fear that doesn't take us anywhere. Or their fear lies, like recline, like lie down, you know, like recline. Or we don't say what's really happening. Yeah, I read this already. So we don't say I'm scared. We said, oh, I'm very busy right now to paint. It's quite funny, but that's how it is. In the beginning, okay, yes. Okay, yes. This is very personal, but what can I say? I'm not gonna read this, but you will find it on Facebook anyway. I just said, I'm gonna tell you. I was saying that I created this painting because I was dating someone that it was going very nicely, but then they said they didn't want to be more with me because they were scared of continuing with the next step of the relationship, which is obviously what's happened. And then I started creating this painting to kind of heal this. And what happened, then when I started the painting, I went deep inside myself and the history of humanity. In my perspective, of course, I realized it was nothing to do with the guy per se and his lies, because he was like, but that we live on fear, that many of us, we choose fear and we choose to live from fear, and then we stop ourselves from doing the things that we love, you know, and then we lie to ourselves, therefore we lie to others, because how can we be honest with others if we are not honest with ourselves? So I started this painting for a physical reason, something that was happening. But when I went inside, I realized that it was something more deep. And it's this that Bob was saying, that he went through with his art, and it's like sometimes to walk to go deep in our soul, we need to go through so many resistances. And I would like to invite you to see the resistance that you might have when you walk, whatever you want to walk in your life. See the resistance like gifts. that you can use to continue to grow. I feel a bit emotional, and I think it has to do with this film I saw, because it was so very nice. Because your resistance, it's only your mind being scared, but it has nothing to do with you and with what you can achieve. And I'm gonna show you here how just to finish up, because I have something at 9. And this was, this was my sketch. And this, I always talk to you about the vanishing point. I'm not sure if you can see, but this is the vanishing point that goes there, that goes there, that goes there, that goes there, and creates each of the steps, you know. And then, yes, and then I created this with another vanishing point that comes from here, I guess. Yes, and this one, anyway, and this one is here, and this one is the other. It's so difficult with the camera. And this, and oh my god, it's so difficult. It's the other way around. And this, it's kind of the final sketch. This one, yes. And this is the painting. And the painting is, I'm gonna take the camera. Please don't get scared, because I want to show you it from close. It's oil, acrylic here, oil here, and graphite, yes. And this is it. And it's a bit rough, as you will say, because it's. I didn't use. I'm gonna return this. You will see my. Yes. Oh, okay. It's a bit rough, you know, because at the end, life. This is what makes life beautiful. I have realized that all of these, like when things are so rough and they are more real. But this is also my opinion, of course. I need to finish this one because I have something in 2 minutes. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, just write them down and I will answer you. If you want to share this video, please do. If you want to, to subscribe to my live, so that that you know when I'm live, just go click on the button. Tomorrow I have a Creative Wednesday creative conversation, and I have a very special guest from Los Angeles. Woo! My name is Sara Safeijo, and I am a creativity mentor. I guide people into getting in touch with their creative energy and letting it fill their daily life. And if you have any resistance in any creative process whatsoever, just get in touch. And bye-bye, Bob. See you again soon. Bye-bye, Bob. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. And keep creating the life of your dreams.